Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, we're recording now? Hey.
Now we are. What episode is this? 7?
Why is Nathan wearing the nude shorts again?
Leave.
I'm not.
Those are like the same nude shorts you
Stop
wore that
standing
time.
up. Sit down.
I'm checking my lighting, dude. I just got my camera working.
It was fine before.
Nah.
And you have a little part in the middle.
Yeah, I know. My hair's stupid. Just
Part it
just
down the middle.
accept it.
Part it down the middle real quick.
No, see, the thing is, it's I'll do it, but it's stupid. It looks.
There you go.
Yeah. We're just gonna say it like this the whole podcast.
He looks like the guy from Nacho Libre. He's
Yes.
like,
I kind of feel. You know, the thing is, like, I feel like because my hair is dark, it almost makes like these parts of the headphones almost look like they're part of my hair, and so it just looks bushier.
Princess Leia style.
mm-hmm.
Ah, I see that. Yeah.
Just put the head down, like rotate it back.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
it
go.
doesn't stay.
They're following
They
him.
come off, but there you go. Yeah.
It doesn't stay that way.
Welcome to another installment.
I think
Danny,
we
fix your
said that.
hair. I can't
Oh,
take
yeah.
it. Fix your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, put
thanks.
it back. Put it back like Nathan's.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So hold on, like
No, cover one eye.
one eye. I could cover one
He
eye.
kind of looks like Guillermo.
Guillermo.
So, Danny,
Yeah.
get your headphones right, and
Yeah.
go at the front and flick it back so that
Yeah,
it
see, I'll
takes
cover
the
one
hair. Oh,
Danny's
I'm
hair
gonna
just
say,
I
like-
want.
Danny's hair just looks
I
more
am
dry
one.
than Nathan's. Nathan's hair looks more greasy. So it's easier to go back.
I think
It's not
I wouldn't say
greasy.
grease, yeah, like,
Greasy.
it looks more slick, whereas like mine's just.
There's another word for
Whatever it
slick.
is.
It's called
I
greasy.
got some
Nice.
baby hairs though. You can see them. I don't know if you can see them.
There you go, Danny. Great. Keep it like that.
Okay, I will.
So, let us start this podcast with a prayer.
Is this the episode with the wedding?
What?
Is this the episode with the wedding?
No. What wedding?
I don't know, just the wedding.
Who's
I
getting
feel like
married?
every, I feel like
What
every
the
show
fuck
has a
is
wedding
that in your
episode.
background? I didn't see it till now.
What the frame?
No, it's creepy little fucking
The
like figure.
doll or something.
Oh, that. Yeah, it's just some porcelain statue my dad bought a long ass time
Nah,
ago.
fuck that.
It's missing a finger.
And why is there just a random green dresser that or cabinet
It's
that
a-
doesn't go with anything else?
Yeah, I don't, dude. I try not to tell my parents anything, but they are bad at color coordination and decoration. Like their themes are all over the fucking place. Nothing makes any sense, but they just want to fill up every empty spot they can find in a way that makes sense to them.
It's a minority thing.
It definitely is.
It really is.
Yeah,
My grandma doesn't know
really
how to
is.
style shit. They don't know how to do it.
Can't
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah, because you're white privilege. Like, if it doesn't match, you can't be in this house.
Yeah.
That's why you only allow white people in your house.
Well, you know, the thing is, like Nathan's also white, but he is kind of the other way, where he just has no decorations. At least in this room that we witnessed.
Yeah, they're like, let's make our rooms look as much like prison as possible. Since that's what your country was originally for.
Yeah.
Ooh. Historical burn.
I mean, I got a keyboard and I got a hat rack and I got a plate with nothing on it and
Dude, that's exactly like prison.
that came out like under my that came out under my door and then it like there's like a hatch that just shuts straight away, so I'm just kind of stuck in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Places, you're
piano and the
allowed to
hat
have
rack
fun.
are the exact kind of things I would imagine in an Australian
You're
prison.
only allowed to go out if you have pepperoni.
I got a view out my window, but it's like a prison window and I can't get out. And like there's a guard dog outside as well. So if I
Can you
do
not get out
anything,
your window? Really?
No. It's a weird window. It's like one that you like push up. I suppose if I really made an effort, I probably could get out, but there's mesh on the window,
Oh,
and I
okay.
don't really want
Oh,
to do that.
Dang,
Yeah.
fix your hair.
what do you mean? You want me to cover this side too?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah,
This isn't high school anymore, Danny.
I'm trying.
This isn't high
I
school.
don't know. It doesn't want to stay down.
You have nothing to be sad about anymore.
I have more things to be sad about now.
No, you have less.
Oh, okay.
Our brains have stopped growing, so that means we're finally mature, Danny. We have
It
nothing to be
means
sad
we stopped
about.
producing serotonin and dopamine.
Now you just look like from the Beatles.
Yeah, I should have just left it before with the one eye. It could have been like an.
Your hair looked good in the beginning. I kind of messed up telling you to mess with it. I don't know what
Yeah,
I did.
you
I
did. Hold
jinxed
on.
it.
You did.
You got to sneeze? I look like you got to sneeze.
It's just my face.
it's not. Ah, man.
All right, this is
I
the best I'm
ruined this
going to
whole
be able to.
podcast.
You did.
I
We
think
should
that's
just start
it. See
over
you
next
guys.
week.
All right.
Oh, we
See
done?
We're
Oh,
back.
okay.
All right. Now that he's gone, let's say
No,
nice
see,
things about him since he's gone.
I
wait,
still
he's
have my
here.
headset on.
No,
I got
best
nothing.
of, best of. He's
I got nothing. Honestly, I don't know what to say.
he lives in
Oh.
Australia.
Oh, that's
Oh shit, he
Talk
got
about the hit
me.
and run, shall we?
Anyways, so would you like to just straight up go into your little question?
Yes. So I did fully, in fact, steal this from a different podcast. No originality here.
Plagiarism.
Kick me out, man. Kick me out. So basically, it was all about like moral dilemmas, and you chose movies, but if you chose a different media, that's totally fine. So like, I know you're doing a video games, you did a TV show or like a book or whatever. That's fine. So I'll start mine off. So I watched this documentary, I think last year or so, and it was about these twin brothers, and they grew up in this house with their mom and their dad, and it was a very interesting upbringing. And what happened was when they got older, one of the twins got in a car accident or some kind of accident and lost like all his memory. So they had to kind of like reintroduce him to the family and stuff like that. But what had happened was what the other twin doesn't know, the one that had the memory loss, was that they were like sexually molested by their mother until like age 10. And then she basically kind of rented them out to all her friends to be sexually molested. And then by the time they turned 18, it like completely stopped. So when the one twin lost all his memory, the brother decided not to tell him about what had happened to them. And so the other twin eventually found out, and it would cause like a divide between them for a really long time. So I'm thinking, let's say you had a sibling and something really messed up happened and they lost all memory of it. Would you tell them, or would you keep it a secret?
Yeah, you gotta tell him.
You would tell them?
You gotta tell him.
Yeah, but that's kind of hard to. Like, I guess like the truth like really does matter, and you kind of need to have some clarity there because it is kind of a big thing. So yeah, I probably would tell him. It'd be hard, but like you'd want to do it because then you're not, with yourself, you're not actually. I reckon it would fuck you up if you didn't. So it's probably good you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think for something like that, I think for the son who lost the memory, personally, I think it would be more right that he didn't know. But I think that it's more important that he knows specifically so that he doesn't so that the other twin brother doesn't let him build a good relationship with the mom who abused him. Like, the mom does not deserve that at all. So I think for that, and like I think that outweighs the son remembering that or not remembering that. So yeah, I think they kind of has to be said so the mom doesn't just get off scot-free.
Yeah, that's a good point. I haven't thought about that. When I watched it, I was kind of on the brother's side, like not telling him, just because it's so like painful. He kind of explained it like, like he got to remember a whole different childhood than they actually had, and he like, he's like, I wish we had that childhood, and in his mind, he had that childhood, so it was kind of like ignorance is bliss, like. That's like his gift to him, that he didn't have to have this really messed up family, even though he did, but just not remember all that pain. But that's a good point about the mother, because I think by the time the twin had the accident, I think their father passed away or something like that. And then, but the mother was still alive. And the thing was, after 10 years old, something like that, she stopped touching them at all. Like, she basically, it's sick, but like she became like unattracted to them again. And so that's when when they became adults, like teenagers, 18, that's when like everything stopped. So that's when she became like a normal mother again, But that's a good
Mhm.
point about like she doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Did she maybe think that she kind of had a chance to redeem herself when the brother lost the memory, and then so she was like, okay, like clean slate, we can redo this again, and maybe that's maybe her thought process in the whole thing that happened.
I think so. I think they talked something about that because I remember when the twin was like, "Who are you?" She was like heartbroken, like, "I'm your mother, like, you know, I love you so much," and everything like that. So she probably, I mean, I assume she would have that thought, like, "Oh, he doesn't remember all the wrongdoings that I
Mm.
did to him, even though I don't know how she felt about it." And she'd be like, because the brother didn't know anything about it until I think after the mother's death, and he started like going through their belongings and like going through the house, that he realized like what is going on.
Mhm.
I would do it because I'm a big believer, the whole subconscious, and even if you don't know, there can be tendencies you have because you haven't worked through stuff that you might carry into adulthood and you wouldn't know why. You could just be like, you just be more, I don't necessarily drawn, but you just have stuff where it's like people that are in bad relationships with their parents can be in bad relationships with partners and stuff like that, or just friends, and it's like you don't know why. It's like if you get to the root of an issue and work it out, it's like you wouldn't even know where to start at the root of an issue if you had one because you wouldn't know anything.
I guess,
no
yeah.
one can help you.
But then how much do we know, like, you know, if we have a bad habit that we picked up from our parents, and that might be like subconscious, how much is it like it's just being withdrawn from our memories, or how much is it like, I don't know, like a habit we picked up, which I guess is still your memories, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he had no memory at all, if that would still happen.
Let's see. Just work through the trauma.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. I would just want to give him like the childhood that he didn't have.
But it's more like the brother's perspective that lost the memory too, where like it's like if you lost your memory, you'd want to know what happened. So like I feel like that's definitely a big impact.
Yeah, it's kind of a selfish thing to impart on someone else.
I disagree. I think I wouldn't want to know.
But
I
you
don't know.
secretly
Have
would
a
want to
clean slate?
know. You secretly would want to know.
But if I never had any kind of inkling or any kind of like funny feeling, well, I guess there's a lot of harm, but like, what's the harm of not knowing?
Well, how many
What
people
if-
do you think have like repressed memories and in their mind it's like everything is good and it's like it's not good because a lot of shit happened to you that you just don't remember from your childhood because you said bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if it like just came back one day?
Yeah, then that would be, then I guess as like the brother, you would have to say like, okay, I wanted
And the-
you to have this good, happy family
Yeah.
time, but now that, you know, you're remembering stuff, yeah, this is what happened.
It's like the super hefty discussion after that when like he does, like I don't know if he will, but you know there are some times where people that have lost their memory, they get it back, and like there could be like one simple conversation where, hey, I just want to let you know I remembered everything now about what happened when I was a child, and I'm glad that you told me because now I can kind of come to terms with it. Like it's fucked up, but you know you've told me about this, so I'm just picking up pieces now. Whereas like if you didn't tell them and they remembered it, it would just cause a whole big problem for everybody around the support circle of the person that lost the memories. So it'd just be really messed up, and then that person wouldn't be able to trust their family ever again.
Yeah.
So I don't
But
know.
I guess everyone else besides the brother is awful, right? Because like the dad knew, the mom was a part of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The hard one.
all right. Anybody else?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
It was your moral dilemmas from a media. So like show, movie, book,
Oh.
video games.
Did you not see
No,
that?
see, the thing is, I did like I remember the messages when Haley brought this up, but for some reason I also kind of thought, oh, what about like moral dilemmas that I like that you've actually like gone through like
That could be
personally?
one too, yeah.
Because like this isn't necessarily a specific dilemma, like moral dilemma, but I realized that like I've held on to grudges from like years ago that like just genuinely don't even matter now. And like there's actually a few that aren't even my grudges. They're other people's grudges that I refuse to let go of. No, not you. No, but okay, no, like for example, you know, Justin, Brandon hated me for a while, and uh, he's let it go, but I haven't let it go, and so it's weird talking to him, and like I almost don't really want to because I feel like I haven't let go of that, even though I know it's a long time ago. I know he's past it. I should let it go, but I just kind of can't. I don't know. So yeah.
That the whole like purpose of forgiveness is not necessarily for the other's benefit, but your own benefit.
I believe in that.
Maybe.
So do you still talk to him?
I mean, if he messages me, yeah, I'll talk to him, but I get tired of it really quickly. But it's also because of how he texts as much as what we talk about.
So when you talk to him, like, do you ever find yourself throwing in little remarks that like might be seen as hurtful?
Oh no,
like
no, God
anything
no,
snide or
no,
I think
no.
Danny's just trying to get the conversation to end as fast as possible.
I would, yeah. No. He doesn't mean this
Damn.
conversation. He means that conversation.
Yeah, like
Um,
with them. Yeah. with
yeah.
them.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to like finish it as soon as possible, but I just don't really see it being an important conversation. If that makes sense.
It's an obligation.
Yeah, it's more of an obligation. But yeah, so like I've noticed that. Yeah, that's about it. That's kind of what I was able to get to. I really did try thinking of something like I'd seen in like a show or a movie or something, but for the life of me I couldn't like immediately think of any. And like right now that we're talking about this, I just thought of two.
So what's the question for us that we have to pick?
Oh well,
Like, should you
Should you hold? Yeah, you're
Yeah,
asking,
okay,
should
well,
you hold
yeah.
a grudge or not?
yeah. Okay, so so I on the topic of grudges, that just kind of how I got to this thing. Now, yeah, I'm gathering my thoughts as I'm saying them, but okay. So whether or not you hold grudges, like you as individuals, do you think there's some like if somebody fucks up with you, is that like for life or does that expire after a while? Let's say, like how do you guys deal with them?
So Justin knows this, but I had a friend for a really, really long time, like since before junior high or whatever. And for the most part, we were like really, really good friends. And then some things would happen. So her family was like this certain religion, and it didn't vibe with my religion, I guess, at the time. So that was like an issue. And like her family was a little like controlling, and they didn't like me for the reason that I wasn't the religion. But like during high school and after high school, we got really, really close, like hanging out almost every single day, like best friends. And then things started to happen where she would hurt me a lot, but
Like physically?
no,
Oh.
not physically, but like, emotionally, and like,
Okay.
choose guys over me, and like just make really bad decisions that I didn't agree with. And so I would hold these grudges for her, but the second she would come back, I'd be like, yes, like come back to me.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until like our last time as like friends that I started like letting my grudge get to the best of me. So I would make these snide remarks, I would make these comments, and like it started out as joking, and then finally I would just make these comments and not say, oh, LOL JK or whatever. And then we both really hurt each other at this point. So I found from that like we just can't be friends, that it's better for me not to like just to distance myself, because a part of me wants to be her friend because we've always been friends and I like her and we get along really well, but it's better for me not to be close with her because I'm going to hurt her and she's going to hurt me. So it's better to like distance myself from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily say I have a grudge towards her. It's just more of like, that sucks. Like we can't be friends because we hurt each other so much.
So do you hold grudges?
I do for sure.
And so then in the context of this relationship you guys had, you don't you can't like see yourselves either of you ever changing enough to the point where you guys would work as friends? Like, is that not something you see?
Um, I'm not quite sure because within like the last year or so, her life has changed so drastically.
Mhm.
So maybe because before then, our lives were like on two different paths. Like, I'm in college or was in college, and she was partying a lot, and it was just we were on totally different paths. But now she's kind of like settled down and has a man and all that. So I would like to say that, we're more compatible now, but again, I don't want to have to risk, us hurting each other. I would rather support her from afar and congratulate her and, on all of her accomplishments, but I almost don't want to risk it.
Okay. So it sounds like you hold on to it, at least in this context.
I don't know if I hold on to grudges, only because like I resolve stuff in my own way pretty quick. Like, I'm just a big proponent. If something bothers me or makes me mad, I say it and then get it out. So I don't hold
Okay.
on to it. So I'm just like, even if it's like not good and I'm being like a piece of shit, I just say things in the moment where I'm like, nah, I don't like that. So then it's out there, and then I don't have to mull over it anymore. I'm like, okay. So, but I don't know. I would like to just let things go in general. Just most stuff seems like it's not worth it. I'm like, whatever. I'm the whole believer in that, like, I kind of guess like forgive but not forget, but not in the
Mhm.
sense that like if something happens, if someone wrongs me really badly, I'll just be like, okay, it's over. I just won't ever rely on that person or like make plans that have to like involve them or stuff like that. I mean, I'm not gonna, if someone's there, whatever, I'm not gonna be like, oh, fuck you, whatever, and stuff like that. I'll just be like, okay, I'll just never compromise myself in a position where I have to deal with them in a way that could hurt me.
Yeah.
But if they're just there, I'm like, whatever. I would like to get to that point 100%, but I don't know.
So like
I don't
just
think-
thinking right now, like there isn't any particular like grudge or sort of dislike you have for anybody. I mean, I know
No.
we're also at a point where we don't really associate with anybody. We don't have to, but I just maybe something old.
I get an even though. I need to stop that. I try to get even a lot. I'm a very big, but in a weird way that helps me not keep a grudge if I get even, because then I feel like as that.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. Nathan?
I don't know. I think I'm just dumb and I forget about things, so it just makes me happy. I don't know.
Hey, honestly,
Sounds
which is
really
on it.
stupid.
No, it would be a good thing, really. I mean, it wouldn't be
Like-
a bad thing.
I guess if something bothers me, I'll talk about it up front. But if it's something little, I'll probably complain about it for like a couple days. But then after that, I just shrug it off because I just feel like it's just wasted brain power and I only have a little bit of it. I don't want to waste it on little things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what makes me happy, I guess.
No, I
Most
think that's a good thing. Maybe not. I mean,
But then you
if
can
it
get
was,
taken advantage of because of that though too, if you're not careful.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah, that's true.
Like,
Everything's a balance.
how so? I'm
I just
curious.
say if you're too forgiving or too forgetful, I'm not saying necessarily you are. I'm just saying you just got to be careful not to be taken advantage of
Like
your
people like,
kindness. Yeah,
test your boundaries
Yeah.
and be like, oh well, he didn't get mad at me last time, so I can keep doing this. Or
Yeah, definitely with work that happens. You know that, Justin.
that's a very common thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Work is just abusing.
Yeah, but I don't think it happens in any other aspect of my life. Probably not. But yeah. One thing when I was younger, I think when I was like 13, I had a friend. We're in high school, and I'm fairly certain that me and my mate saw his mom having an affair with his like stepdad. Well, like
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
an affair with like his mom Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like
This is true
that.
enough.
Yeah. So like, anywho, yeah, that there was someone else coming into like the house, and me and my mate were meant to be at a theme park, and we went for like a little bit and came back because it was too busy, and we saw someone come out of his like my mate's place, and it was like another dude, and then the mum was just like, oh, that's nobody, and then they were just like, yeah, don't tell, the person. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, I guess that's like a moral dilemma. I just felt like it wasn't really my place to say anything, but I don't think my friend's ever told his stepdad, and they're still together. So
Damn.
Oh, yeah, that's rough.
Save a marriage right now, Nathan. What
Call him out. Call him out.
no,
what is
dude,
it?
it's been
on
like
something.
it's been
Is
like
it on this?
10, 11 years. I'd
It's
imagine
not
if
balancing on something.
like the mum never learned
Oh, can hold it.
the lesson of like us like finding out, then I reckon they would have been split up by now for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe that was just a big scare for her. But I feel like if you're going to do that stuff anyway, you shouldn't really be in a relationship / marriage with somebody. Anyway,
Mhm.
my 2 cents.
No, yeah.
So is yours like, would you tell them? Is that it?
Yeah, but I think it's more or less like the dilemma for me is if I was in my friend's shoes, I don't really want to be put in this situation because like I don't believe I have such a big presence of that family to just randomly come in and say it, because it's like I don't really want to be a homewrecker. But just maybe from like my friend's perspective, like if he knew that, would he have told the stepdad about it? The thing is, it's like his stepdad, and that's his like actual mum. So like, I think that's
So
put him in like a weird. I don't know, because I don't have a stepdad or a stepmom. Like my parents are still together. I'm not bragging, but it's not like something that I've had to deal with, and I don't think he dislikes his stepdad, but it's just like a mutual feeling because it's his stepdad. I don't know. But yeah,
Definitely
I
so.
guess that's the dilemma.
Yeah, I feel like if you felt like, well, I guess everybody deserves that, but like everybody deserves, to know, I guess, which is kind of funny talking about my first moral dilemma. But like if you liked the guy, you wouldn't want him to stay in a marriage where he's going to get hurt for a lot longer than if you said, hey, this is going on, you can resolve this quickly and have a nice life,
Yeah.
then
we can still be cool. I'll be.
we good. Hurt? I don't know, but you and I. But no, I think I would tell like my mom and then say like, hey, if you don't tell him, I'm gonna tell him.
You don't stop and give me $100,000 right now.
10 grand and a new car. I was not there. I was not there. I didn't see shit. I don't know what the guy looks like. I don't know his hair color. I don't know what shoes he was wearing on the day. I don't know what car he was driving. I don't know his registration number in his car. Nothing. I don't know shit. But yeah.
Justin, do you remember Christian?
So
I
you're
remember
younger than us,
Christian.
Christian?
Yeah, that one.
Slide towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him.
I can see it moving.
Do you know about his and mine's mutual history?
Oh, Danny, did you do more shit with more people?
No.
People's people?
This actually has nothing to do with me or him. It actually apparently our families are connected.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't know about this. I mean, I thought me and Brenda were telling everybody back when we knew about it. So,
Town crier, hear you.
Yeah. So like back, I guess at some point when we were kids, Christian's mom was having an affair with my uncle, and she ended up getting pregnant and with my uncle's kid, but she played it off as if it was her husband's. And so to this day, I don't know if the husband knows, but I know for sure Christian doesn't know.
And y'all just
but-
you're just telling everyone this?
We-
Our
dude, yeah,
one
we were-
viewer.
Yeah, we were just telling a lot of people this. We thought it was fun, but
Wait, Christian doesn't know this?
he doesn't know. He doesn't know that his.
Oh
he doesn't
shit!
know- I mean, at least not since high school. I mean, I'm assuming he still doesn't because there really isn't any reason for him to know. But yeah, so his little brother is biologically my cousin.
Send him the link. Send
done.
him the link to the podcast.
Timestamp it. Stamp
and
it. Like yeah,
so-
that
I'm
would
gonna
just
destroy
be
a family.
oh fuck.
And no, it's sad too because like as far as I know, none of Christian's family knows, but pretty much everybody in my extended family knows. And I have a cousin who's hit her Christian's little brother's age, and like they go to high school together. Like she knows him, and she's like, yeah, sometimes I kind of want to like talk to him and see what he's like, but it's weird. I don't like she doesn't really feel like any attachment to him, anyways. And but yeah, I just think it's funny that so many people know and nobody on his family knows. But it just Nathan's story reminded me of that.
Good time.
It's
Sometimes.
like do you want to tell him or do you not want to tell him? It's kind
I
of
mean,
like you
like,
know
it's
you don't want to
such-
be a homewrecker, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
He's
like,
not the
as far as-
homewrecker. They're the homewreckers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just
but
the messenger.
yeah,
Yeah,
but-
but I mean, like,
You should
as far
message
as
him casually. Like, did you ever find that out? Did you ever know? Just message him casually.
just like that. Hey, did you know I'm related to your little brother? What? Yeah.
So, what side is Jen on for you?
She is from my mom's side.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's about it.
spicy.
Spicy.
All right.
You guys went personal. I went just like fiction.
I'm going fiction too.
Oh no, mine's not fiction, but like
You know,
Mine- Mine's 100% fiction in every capacity.
I couldn't think of any fiction ones until we were already talking about it here, and then I thought about two afterwards.
They're two. So it's kind of two, but kind of one, because overall the general message is the greater good of humanity type of deal. But
Mhm.
two instances I can think about of it are
Trolley
Halo.
problem.
Halo
I'm the
for one of
greatest
them.
Good you ever
Okay.
gonna get.
Like I guess conscription and more like kidnapping of children.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
the Spartans. Okay.
Yeah, to make them. It's one of those things where it's the greater good of humanity. Do we do things as humanity that would save us, but in turn we're going to be making basically like crimes against humanity, or do you let humanity die?
Let him die.
But the second one is interesting because it's kind of the
Lambert.
opposite. It's Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's a good of humanity, but no matter what, you will die. Because it's the
Mhm.
whole thing of Horizon is that humanity made AI and they fucked up because the AI got to the point where it goes like, oh, humanity needs to die.
Yeah, humanity
And-
is the disease.
And there's the point where it happens where there's nothing we can do about it. We're gonna 100% humanity's gonna die. We can't do anything about it. So
Mhm.
top people and smart people get together and think, okay, we're gonna basically create like arcs with humans' DNA, and then once
What
the
are-
world
Arcs.
like an arc, like Noah's Ark,
Oh.
Yeah.
but like an arc with like all the DNA and all the stuff of like living human beings and like animals and like food, and then
Is
that
there
like
two of each kind?
there's a lot more than two. And then basically once the robots have like settled down and like run hibernated, humanity will come back. No, but the point about it is that it basically
They
is
hibernate.
because the robots they thrive off of biomaterial, so they eat anything that's alive, and if they can't, they shut down. That's what they like. This is their fuel.
Oh, that's why they did it.
Yeah, the robot like they need fuel to survive. The fuel they get is by
Mm.
eating organics.
They're
Yeah.
eating humans.
They eat organics. That's their fuel. That's how they keep going. So they eat like
Plants.
humans.
Okay,
plants,
maybe
everything.
eat isn't the right word, but consume.
Consume, yeah. So, but the thing is, the part I'm bringing up is the fact that when they realize this, right, they realize they need enough time in order to fully implement this plan. So they tell humanity, look, we can win this war. We just need you to fight till like everyone. They basically tell humanity that if you fight and throw your lives enough, that we will survive and we can win, even though they know they're going to die. But they're doing it for the whole purpose of more time so they can create the art so humanity doesn't go extinct in the future. And it's a weird fucked up thing in a weird way. It's like lying to people for the greater good to die or sacrifice themselves, even if it means surviving later on. But they realize that if you tell people this is a lost cause, you're going to die no matter what.
I don't mean to generalize, but this is actually still pretty similar to Halo, but more like
Yeah, that's
foreigners
what I
and
mean.
everything.
The flood, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, like the flood, and then like activating the halos, killing everyone, so the flood would die off, and then bringing back all the species somehow.
But did they
how
know they were
did.
gonna die though?
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
The
because
difference is like they all knew they were gonna die.
no, yeah, well, no, yeah, the Forerunners knew they were going to die. That was the point. Kill the flood's food, so that the flood would die too, or at least not.
But so that's why
win.
the two things. But in general, it's like for the greater good of humanity. Do you think there's times when it's like it's a sad reality that we have to do stuff to survive as a species?
Wait, I'm sorry. Can you ask that question again? But worded it just
Is there
slightly
times
different.
if there's times you think in humanity, whether it be fiction or now, where we must do horrible things in order to survive as a species?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. It's actually it kind of reminds me a lot of like The Walking Dead. That's pretty much what happens. Like they'll kind of have to do things they don't want to, that are hard. That would have been hard like before, just to survive and live and whatnot. And yeah, I think it's like also important. Yeah, even if not for yourself, like you got to think about what comes after you. So I think that should kind of like drive a person's actions too, in a sense. Or at least like the big important actions. So yeah, sometimes you got to do bad shit.
How about you?
End us all.
100%.
End us all.
100%.
We don't need humanity. Nobody needs humanity.
100%. That's how you feel.
So
Yep.
just die.
You're done. We had a good run.
How about you, Nathan?
I feel like we had a short one.
I don't know. It's very like soul searchy. It's very soul searchy.
And I do have a follow up also, real quick afterwards.
About Ender?
No, but it's very like I don't know. I've never actually played that game that you were talking about.
Horizon.
Isn't it like a PlayStation game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't played. But
Actually, it's on PC now.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a long game.
I think I
though,
remember-
Nathan. It's like 30, 40 hours.
Yeah, okay, I'm not playing it. You guys are trying to get me to play Kingdom Hearts at the moment. I can't even play that.
Oh God.
But yeah, no. I was gonna say I was gonna bring up like Harry Potter. There was
Also-
like the one I don't know, it's like the fact that like Snape and Dumbledore know that like Harry has to die at some point because of Voldemort.
Yeah, because of the prophecy.
The Horcrux?
Yeah,
Because he's one of
yeah.
the
Because he is
Horcruxes of
one,
Voldemort.
Yeah.
And I guess like that was my kind of
Shadow
show thing
related.
because it's like yeah, Dumbledore and Snape kind of knew that it was going to happen at one point, but they never told Harry that it was coming.
I see a little bit. Some a very, very, the
That's
very
it.
smallest possible micro scale.
That's a text-to-text connection.
No, he's got a point. Like there was a whole scene about like Snape giving Dumbledore shit for it.
No, I know. I'm saying like it's a. I was relating it to the question. Like I guess on a very much micro scale, it is.
Why you
What do you mean
Similar.
micro scale? The
No,
whole
see,
time he was at Hogwarts,
It's a
they knew that he
whole-
was going to die.
No,
Franchise, okay.
Nathan, I think Justin means more that it kind of diverted from Justin's question, not the moral dilemma question.
Yeah, I'm talking about on a micro scale of.
one person versus
it's one person
like,
versus humanity. Yeah.
Or
But no, it's
Yeah,
a good example.
Yeah,
though.
I get what you're saying.
I
But
suppose.
my follow up is that in Halo, right? So the woman Halsey is the one that created.
Halsey?
Her name's Halsey. Yeah. She
Yeah.
created the Spartan program where
Halsey.
you steal young children and train them, and they've gone through horrible like surgeries. A lot of them either don't survive or are crippled forever, and then those that do survive are basically your life is just forfeit to the military to sacrifice yourself. And then once humanity wins, it's like, what do we do with people like that where they made such a horrible decision that saved humanity, but at the cost of horrific, stuff being done?
Yeah.
That's another
So
question I had to kind
they
of
send
follow
her
up. It's
out
like,
to
what do
jail.
we do with people like that? Well,
What
on
do you
one
do with
hand, they
people
are
like
both
that?
responsible for humanity surviving, but also they've done, unspeakable things.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like the fact that if they can live with themselves or not for that, but it's like, I guess
think
that is
Halsey
like
can.
yeah, she's very smart. She was the character at the end of Reach that made Cortana, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, she's a smart woman. No,
Smart what?
but I think I don't know. That's a big question. But I suppose like if you're continuing humanity and it's like going okay now, I guess you can kind of just accept that it happened and like it was fucked up, but you know, you're giving people a better. It's like saying like world wars and stuff too, kind of like the whole like meaning around that, where people think that, you know, when countries and stuff collide, where they have to have like a big war, and then it's like whoever's better and whoever comes out on top of that. I don't know. I just
Well, that's the difference I think between micro and small, like and huge scale, is that you have to forgive a country because there are people in that country that necessarily aren't bad or were roped into it because they had to do things
yeah.
to survive. Versus,
Yeah.
how do we deal with one person?
How do you deal with one person?
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin.
Flip a
No,
coin.
This sounds like bad, but like, if she succeeds, she succeeds. If she doesn't, she doesn't. You know, like.
Okay, so it's one of those things where it's like either she would have died with humanity or she would have had to go through horrible stuff to save humanity.
Yeah.
But it's also like, who in that situation would have the knowledge and the resources and all that to make an executive decision like that? Well, it's not necessarily an executive decision, but like a decision on themselves to make that happen.
Mhm.
So
Well, that's the funny part, because the fucked up part about Halo is that she did not do that to fight the alien threat. She did that
To
for
fight humans.
and then it just happened that aliens attacked shortly thereafter, and she goes, "Oh look, I already have this."
Yeah. You know,
So it is one of
awakening.
those things. So.
I think there's like an added thing to that where like maybe, you know, like Justin and Haley or Nathan and Haley aren't considering this because, you know, they haven't played the games, but like it's not just that they also like her, you know, her experiment or her creation saved humanity, but it didn't even just end there. Like, yeah, that was her end with this, her end of the involvement with Spartans, but then, you know, there were still Spartan 3s after and the Spartan 4s after. So like, yeah, she did atrocity, like terrible things with Spartan 2s, but then other people were like, let's do it slightly differently to make it okay, but still have the same general outcome, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
I guess that's the difference, is that are kids involved? If not, well, let's do it, you know?
Well,
Sign a
I mean, well, the thing is,
consent
the Spartan 3s, I don't know if they were teenagers or adults, but they were orphans that were just brought into the war. Yeah, the 4s were all volunteers, but the 3s were conscripted from being
Yeah.
orphans. So it was
Master
kind of bad.
Anakin, what are we gonna do?
I hate you.
Anyway,
All right, what is your dilemma, Nathan?
You already did it.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
we did
it?
it. Yeah, the Harry
Oh.
Potter.
No, his was the. Would you tell the?
Oh,
I
that's
thought-
who,
I
yeah.
told
that was-
about the
Kitty
real
Big
life.
Oh, I
with
thought
my-
that was a pack on of yours, like letting you know. Never mind. Okay.
Well,
No, I
that
thought
was
that
a
was
that
his.
was a moral dilemma.
That was a dilemma, you're right.
Guys, I have a slight moral dilemma, but I'm also kind of using this to segue out of this conversation. So I've been thinking about something since like 2 podcasts ago. I thought it would be a fun thing to possibly do here once in a while, if not constantly rotating. But I really liked the episode where Haley hosted, because it felt very scripted, but in a good way. Like not scripted, guided. No, but it also like it added like a different taste or like flavor to like how we normally do things. You know, it was different. I enjoyed it. So I thought, it would be fun if like maybe even me and Nathan like would host them once in a while and just like try, you know, different inputs.
You want that responsibility, Nathan?
Well,
You
it doesn't even have to be like a very active hosting, more just like, I guess, guiding it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You just kind of like, you're directing the podcast.
At the very least, I don't
into-
mind switching off with her, but I just want to let you know that the reason she wanted to specifically do that was for an assignment.
Yeah, no, I know that. I
Multitasking.
but it ended up having
Bruh.
positive benefits outside of that. And so yeah, I've been thinking about it since then. I was like, I think I might want to try to do this one time. I don't think I'll want to do it for the next one, but it's an idea I've been having. And so the reason
Alright,
I'm
the next
bringing this up is because I also have something. Well, the moral dilemma is that I have a conversation I wanted to bring up. It's just, you know, something fun. I thought would be like I thought it would be fun to do, but I wasn't sure if I should bring it up now or if I ever did post it. What?
manifest it.
What you said.
Keep going.
You're
That
talking
was it.
yourself?
I just don't know if I should like have this fun little conversation now or
What's the
if I ever do
conversation,
this
Danny?
one. Okay. Do you guys have any irrational fears? Like you completely understand are irrational, but you can't really get over them anyways. And before Haley goes on, let me explain the context of this. So I
Is
was
this for an
talking.
assignment, Denny?
No, God no. No, so I was talking with a friend of mine, and she was telling me that she has an irrational fear of, like when she lowers her car window, she's afraid and then like puts it back up, she's afraid her hair is gonna get caught in it, and she's just gonna panic. And I was telling her, no, that is kind of irrational. I mean, like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Your hair gets caught, then what? You could just put it back down, you're good. And
Is it
yeah, and,
is it because of something that happened to her before?
no,
Was
it's
it
just
like
an
an-
irrational.
Okay.
No, there's just no basis for it. And
Okay.
so, like, logically, she knows that too, but it's still just an irrational fear she has. And so, I was thinking about like mine, and I like one of my irrational fears, and it really, again, it has no basis for it. I've never had this situation happen, but I am very afraid of stabbing myself in the back of my throat or in my eye with a fork while I'm eating. I feel like one day I'm gonna like be eating and like right now I have my elbow right here. I'm afraid of like one day like slipping down like that, and then like I just like the fork goes like down my throat or like into my or like in my eyeball. Even though again I've never had a situation where that's even been close to happening, but that is a fear I have.
You look like you're ready for an arm wrestle, Denny. I was about to get my hand out.
Oh,
You were just like-
Sometimes
You're
I
just
think
like-
about that. I do think about that. And I'm not scared of it, but I just think about. I'm like, it's just one of those like, that'd be funny. Like I'll carry a fork around in my mouth and I'll be running around. I'm like, oh god, I forgot I gotta do like my laundry, but I was eating, but my fork's there. I'm like, it'd be funny if I just fall. I'm not
see,
scared
like,
of it. I just think it'd be funny.
no, I'm terrified of it. I like it, like I said, I mean, I've been using a fork my whole life. I've never had that happen, but I am deathly afraid of it happening one day for no
I really
reason.
don't have any irrational fears because all my fears they have
Are irrational.
they're not. There's reasons behind them. Like I'm not necessarily scared of like blood, but I have like a subconscious phobia of it. But that's
Your
from a
apprehension of
real
them.
thing. The fact that of losing blood, you dying because of it.
Mhm.
It's a
I mean,
it's a common thing as well. Is that when you bleed out and you die.
I don't, but
Huh?
I don't bleed out. Or die, but
Dude, you
I can make
would
you bleed out.
hate me. You would
Yeah.
hate being me for like a few days, man. You're just getting a nosebleed. You would just die.
I think I was
don't-
saving you for like
I don't
an hour.
do something like that. I do it from like other stuff. Like it's not normal. Like if I cut myself, it doesn't bother me. It's just it has to be like
Gushing.
Getting stabbed.
it has to be situations where it's like, oh yeah, it has to be like gushing. Like, yeah, like a lot of it.
How did you go with the jab the other day? Like, do you not get issues with getting, needles?
That was fine.
Are you okay? Okay.
I got 2 shots. That was fine.
You were good.
Yeah, it was good.
You had no anxiety.
I had anxiety, but that's different.
You get anxiety when you get
But is
A
that
syringe
part
put
of
in
your
you?
phobia, or is that like,
Yeah,
yeah, okay. I
but see, these aren't irrational. I feel like these are different because I'm sorry, Nathan, you're talking.
yeah. And
Is
No,
that
no, you're fine.
it's more a subconscious thing. Like consciously, I can rationalize myself. Where I'm like, that's stupid. Like it's no, there's no possible stupid way. But it's just my subconscious has its own set
Yeah,
of
it
ideals
is.
already. It's
It's-
already been ingrained in it.
it's more of a primal instinct almost.
Yeah. No.
So
like,
yeah, like
I can rationalize a lot of stuff and not be scared of it or like irrational. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think. I guess superstitions would be like kind of an irrational fear then, huh?
maybe I don't like what. Well, like what did you have in mind?
Like walking under a ladder.
Yeah, I think that's like it is, but in more in a fun way. I would say not in a serious way.
Or
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Yeah.
well, isn't that the whole like you have to do something a certain way because you're scared of an outcome that's gonna happen if you don't do it?
Oh, like people with their rituals at like football
Yeah, like
games
that's
and
why
whatnot?
superstitions like I have to put like my left shoe first and or something like that, or I have to do this in order because you're scared of an outcome that's gonna happen if you don't do that.
I think that's
Even
all.
Even
like
though
opening an umbrella indoors, breaking glass, like anything like that?
Are you thinking that? Or are you
No.
thinking like I need to turn off this light 3 times or else like
No, that's OCD. I'm talking
Okay,
about
I was
other
like,
stuff. I'm talking about people.
don't say Bloody
I'm
Mary
talking
3
about
times in the
people
mirror.
that it's like they notice a pattern of them doing something, that they deviated from that pattern. Something incidentally happened to happen. So in their mind, they go, "This happened because I didn't do this," and so then they have a bit of a fear that they have bad luck associated with not completing that ritual or something. Like athletes, a lot of them have rituals they have to do because if they don't, they feel like I'm not going to perform.
sometimes like if I do something or like something happens, be like, man, if I like switched up that routine like 2 seconds, like that could have maybe not happened. Or like if I had not grabbed that coffee, then I wouldn't have gotten into this traffic jam or things like that. Like I think about that sometimes.
Wait, was that your irrational fear?
Mine?
Yeah.
No.
This is not completely irrational.
What is it?
Oh, the courts.
What is it? What do I call it?
Accidental deaths.
Like
Accidental.
implausible but possible deaths. So think
Oh,
1,000 Ways to Die, Final
Ooh.
Destination, like that kind of stuff.
Like,
like the getting your guts pulled out in the bottom of a pool.
I was about to- I mean, like legit, like there'll be a pool and she'll see someone with a radio by the pool and like it's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Or like
That's why
Like-
I said like the first episode of the second season
Mhm.
of What We Do in the Shadows was just familiars being accidentally killed off over and over again.
Oh,
She's like,
yeah.
no, what's happening? There's just like 7 of them died in a row. It just kept happening and happening. It was
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Yeah. So
like Nathan's fan violently turning on and then falling off the swivel and cutting his neck off.
Oh yeah, would that? Oh, I'm sorry. But did that ever for you as a kid?
I would
So, like,
look
a
and then like
fan?
I'd see the fan and be like, it'd land on my leg. So like I would think that.
That would freak you out. We're just like.
What? I think it wouldn't that.
Dude,
hurt that bad.
guys, when I went to school, we used to have really high ceiling fans, and they were really big, and they looked exactly like the one that I have here, just with
Mhm.
something at the bottom of it, but
Yeah.
it would like almost be hitting the ceiling. It'd be fucking like spinning like mad, and everyone would just be like doing class, and then we'd all look up and be like, "We're gonna fucking die. we're gonna fucking die." This
Actually,
and like
that does remind me of something. There's something kids used to do in classrooms that it kind of scared me, but only in certain situations. Was that they would just sit there with like a pack of like 50 sharpened pencils and just throw them into the fucking roof, and then you'd just be sitting there being like, "There's like just 5 fucking sharp pencils just above me, just like waiting," and they're just like freaked me the fuck out. I want to get fucking stabbed.
I mean, I don't think it would fall down fast enough to stab you.
I don't know, man. This
But
was like the tall buildings too, where it's like some velocity could build up a little bit. I wouldn't
Not that much
die, but
fall.
it just like I just didn't want
It
to be
would
like
hurt.
focusing it and then just get stabbed in the back of the neck.
I guess maybe
Dang
this
it.
counts as an
I lost
irrational
my
fear.
focus.
The what?
I guess maybe this counts as an irrational fear.
No, like I wasn't. I know I wasn't scared of dying. I was just scared of like.
no. Well,
I
it doesn't-
wasn't
it doesn't have
even
to
scared.
die.
It was just an annoyance of being like, I don't want to be caught by surprise of just being like chilling and forget it's there, and just be like, what the fuck, and then just. I'm sorry, I have rational fear of being stabbed.
No,
I think
it's
most people-
irrational.
You weirdo.
I think most people don't want to get stabbed.
How
It might be
odd.
fun.
I guess I don't want to say it's an irrational fear. I have a slight maybe I don't even know if it's a fear.
Apprehension.
Just apprehension to people having stuff that could kill me around me that they're not aware of what they're doing with it. If I
Okay.
have something sharp in my hand, I'm perfectly fine that I know I'm not going to stab myself. If someone's just next to me being like this or something, you know, that, or just like running, like, it's like if you had like a little kid that was like 4 and they had scissors that was holding around against you, like running straight to you, you'd be like, fuck off, like get back a little bit.
My-
Kick you.
My dad's stepdad, I forgot where they lived. I think it was Arkansas. But anyways, when he was like a baby, like a toddler, they went out hunting and like his dad set the shotgun like by the tree. And when he was a kid, he accidentally like knocked it over and it shot his dad and killed him.
Yes, fuck that.
Yeah.
Shit.
So like his whole life, he had to deal with that he accidentally shot his dad. But not really him, but like
So I'm not calling him an idiot, but I have a caution around idiots / unawareness with people that have things that can impact me.
Well, I mean, they were like backcountry Arkansas folks, so
See, I'm trying to die.
Aiden, do you have an irrational fear? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know if you already said.
Yeah, see, that's why I feel like it's not completely irrational.
mine.
I mean, some are kind of irrational. Some are more of like, okay, I understand. I mean, like, yeah, if a fucker is like wet fucking with the outlet, I'm like, yeah, that is completely rational to fear that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shit like that. I'm like, some of them are like, some of them are funny though, in 1,000 ways that some of them are really funny.
No.
They're just like,
No.
okay, I'm not gonna say what they are. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna explain what they are. I'm saying why they're funny. They're funny in the reason that it's like, there's no way that would happen except to that one person in the world that happened to do that thing. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much of like the steps you had to take to get there is just so not. It's like it's not going to be done again, type of thing. Like, you had to be a complete idiot. Like, no one in their life, like me and you, this would ever happen to them, type of stuff. That's what I mean. Like,
I only remember one specific death. I don't know why this one stuck with me. Like, it really wasn't.
You don't have to say it, but
No, it's really not that bad. It was kind of like a dumb
you
luck
can
kind
hear
of
you
thing.
still. You have your headphones in.
Yeah.
Take them
No,
out.
okay.
then.
I did.
No,
Oh,
Haley, I promise it's not that bad. But
Can't hear you.
okay,
tell
so
it to me, and I'll say if it's that bad.
all right, so it was this homeless guy was squatting in an abandoned building, and so I guess there was some.
No.
I guess there were some security guards,
Is it
like,
bad?
walking through the building looking for people, making sure there was nobody inside. So he kind of evaded them, and this was like late at night, and so he was able to evade him. They never found him, and that was fine. And
That's
then
bad, huh?
and then the next morning, well, so the reason they were
You stole my cow.
looking inside the building was because apparently the building was going to be bulldozed down. So because just to make sure nobody got harmed. But since the homeless man
This is a
evaded
long
them,
story.
they never found him. Yeah, I know, Haley. I'm sorry. They never found him, and
Sure.
so while he was asleep, they bulldozed the building, and that's how he died.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know.
No.
I mean, there was one time I was in Thailand and I took photos with tigers.
Oh.
Aiden said
Yeah,
one
I
time
took-
he was in Thailand, he took photos of tigers.
So somebody died from a tiger?
No one died. He just took photos of the tiger.
No, I just took photo, and the people were like pushing me, like encouraging me
Yeah,
to
it's
pat
just
the
really hot.
tiger and shit. And I was just like lightly touching it, and it like moved its head around. I was like, no, get me the fuck out of there. Get me the
would that
fuck
freak you
out. I'm done.
If an animal killed someone?
Oh, like Shamu.
What's a way that would not?
If they're being
So if like, okay, so like in Jurassic Park, when the dude's like,
on toilet?
no, not that one. Like the dude is like hunting, and the Velociraptor is like clever girl, and then eats some of them. Would that freak you out?
Well, there was one time that me and my mates went into like an abandoned mental asylum. That was pretty cool. And
You went
we
where?
went up to, it was like a mental asylum.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like up in Brisbane. It's like an hour drive from where I am, but there's usually security and stuff because there's like another like mental like center like kind of next to it, but not really. But there's usually security that like drives on the main road there. Anyway, we like parked our cars like a little bit away, and we like walked in. It took us like 20 minutes to walk in, and we went. I think there were like probably 10 of us, and it was like a 2-story building, but it was like really fucked up. Like it was messed up. Like shit could have
Nathan went into a
people were like
abandoned
breaking.
mental asylum.
Okay. How is that?
People were like kind of like going a bit. They were just upset because like someone said that it was like a mental asylum, and people are just like, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there. It'd be too scary. Anyway,
Fuck yeah, scary.
the thing
Ghosts
is,
and shit.
it wasn't really
Ghosts,
that
man.
scary at all. But it was completely dark. We just had torches on us, and we went up to the second floor, and there's just like bits of like the second story flooring that's just gone, and it's like you could easily just fucking fall. And it was scaring. I have like, so the people that I went to school with, there were like a group of them that are just fearless, like they do whatever they want kind of thing. They just think they're Superman, and they were just like fucking hopping in between this flooring, and I'm like, look, if that shit's already broken, what's the bet that like there are some other like weak floorboards or anything that are nearby? And like one of them actually got like one of their legs like caught, and like he like it was fine. It was just like one of his legs. He was okay, but I was just freaking out. I was like, no, we gotta get out of here. Let's go back down to the first floor or something. This is fucked. But it's like if he kept going and that didn't happen, or he positioned his legs where it was in like that one tiled area, he probably would have fell through. And like there's like glass everywhere, and I just would have been so fucked up. But yeah, that
You love me. Do you trust me to tell you one of the ways in that I guarantee you would not trigger you? 1,000 ways a day. Like
Yeah, but can I tell my irrational fear first? Because I think I figured it out because Nathan was talking about it.
Yeah.
Sure,
So
we
like
have.
you know this, but like I don't know if this counts as an irrational fear. But anytime we watch like a movie where they're like on a ledge or they're like on the side of a mountain where there's like a tiny little path or whatever, and it's just like tiny, you know, like my brain tells me like if I was on that, I'd be like jump, just jump. You're gonna fall anyways.
oh,
just jump.
that's
like,
an intrusive
Just
thought.
accept
Yeah.
it.
Wait, Justin and I have spoken about this like a
About
couple of
Haley's
times
fear?
because I've said
No,
that
she
as
knows.
well.
She knows. She goes with therapy.
Yeah.
got those. But yeah, no, that would be like, I don't know if it would. Is it considered intrusive thought if it happens like every single time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's just like my brain is like, well, you know you're gonna die anyway, so just hop off.
I have a very
Yeah.
strong survival instinct.
I think it's like that's
Protect
like
me
my
with
way of like
everything.
controlling the situation because it feels so out of control that it'd be like, well, you know,
I'll
one
just
way you can
die.
control the ending.
But the way in 1,000 Ways to Die
Hmm.
is that they found a plant. They're like, let's smoke this.
Oh, did they eat the grasshoppers and then they?
No, well, I don't know, but there's one where it's like they're like, hey, this is a cool plant. Let's smoke it. Until they smoked it and it was poison and they died.
I remember when they like
That's lame.
smoked it.
Yeah.
I think it was marijuana. They smoked marijuana and then they got the munchies and then all they found were like grasshoppers. So he ate a grasshopper and like turns out he was allergic and he died.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb ones like that. Or like they just
Oh, the-
licked like a toad that was poisonous and they died. Like there's a lot of dumb shit like that too.
There
like
was
the lady who gave herself breast implants using like what was it? Some kind of oil instead of silicone. Yeah, I remember that one.
ugh. That
Okay.
so
Ugh.
down where I used to live in Wollongong, there's a suburb called
That's not a
Dapto.
real place.
And there was somebody
Wollongong?
that actually urinated on a train track and they got electrocuted or like something like that. I think it was a tram track or something. But they
Uh-huh.
got electrocuted from it and they died.
Damn, that's rough. So like,
But like who the fuck urinates on a like train track or a tram track, right? Like that's
Mhm.
so stupid. Like why would you want to do that? Hey, I'm just gonna piss on this.
Oh, yeah, trams
it-
are electronica. They're the ones that have the wire, but okay, yeah. Because trains aren't electromagnetic. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't recall if it was a train or a tram, but yeah. Anyway,
they're the ones that have like the wire above that. Like they're sending the signals. That's how they're going. Yeah.
yeah, I have the intrusive thoughts too about like jumping off balconies and stuff. I usually I don't tell anybody at work, but
But
like
one of
I'll
y'all
be
kept
like,
going to therapy. One of y'all did not.
no,
we went to
but
therapy.
it was like we. I like your laugh. No, but I'll just so of a Friday afternoon we have a balcony at work. We have a few, but like there's one main one, and like most of the people at my work will go out and just have a cigarette off the balcony, and I'll just have a beer and just hang out with them. And while they're just like chatting and stuff, I'd just be like, "Man, I could jump right now." And then like it's pretty fucked up, but you just be like in the back of your head, you're just like, if I did, like, where would I land? Like, would I land on the road over there? Or would I land like over where the pedestrians are over
This
there?
is
Like,
really funny, y'all. I have different intrusive thoughts. You have intrusive thoughts of harming yourself. I'm more of just like, man, this person's like 85. What if I just socked them in the face right now? Like, what would happen? I don't
But
want to
then
do
you-
it, but it's just more of just like, it's just more of the fact that it's like we are all one action away from chaos, and like we're all just participating, being so normal. And I can
Yeah.
just walk up to this old lady and just deck her. And, like, what would happen? You know what I mean? Like it's just so like we're just so close.
But
Okay.
I would have other thoughts too, where I'd be like, we're at like a high floor, right? And like there's like a not a lake, but it's just like some water nearby, and it's like pretty deep. And I'm just like to myself, man, if I jumped and I tried to get to the water, could I make it? The answer is probably no, but like that's like some of the things that I think about as well. But yeah,
That's
sorry,
interesting.
Denny.
I was just gonna say I actually do remember the last intrusive thought I had, and it was very stupid because I legit don't know how I came upon it, but I was at work and for some stupid reason I thought, huh, I could go pee on my couch at home right now and just pee on the couch, and nobody would be able to stop me.
That's funny. That's more of. I think that's. I guess it's kind of intrusive. It's more of just like you realize as an adult we can do stuff. You know what I mean?
It's more what?
It's more of like as you realize as an adult, like oh, we can do stuff. Like to our own house, we can almost do whatever we want.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said,
Dude.
I could go pee on my couch right now. I'm looking at it. I don't want to,
Looking
but I
at
could.
it.
Dude, you know what? You know what else?
Pee.
You could piss and you could also shit on that couch. So you should
Nah,
think about that
That
one.
No,
brings me
that's not-
because a lot of mine are. It feels like it's challenging society because there's many times I've been like at work office and I'm like, I wonder how quickly I could get fired. Like I could legit just be like, I'm bored and get on this desk and shit in front of everyone. And like I think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can poop on command like that?
I don't know, kind of
Can you poop right now? I mean, don't try it, but
maybe.
Can-
No, do it. Try
Nah,
it.
I had a pretty hefty one earlier.
You just see me like.
Start shaking.
All right, done.
You just poop?
So I don't know if this is an irrational fear or not, but I just have like a really bad fear of sea, like water. Justin knows that. I mean, in a sense, you're a bit of a fuckwit in a sense, Justin, where we play video games that involve sea, and
see if these.
you really just go to town and you take advantage of that fear that I have.
So it was a pirate game,
Yes, I know. I've seen you
and
play it.
we're all on the
And
thing,
you sink a ship.
and I'll sink the ship.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
You should play Subnautica, dude.
No,
That game
I
freaks
can't.
me
But
out.
that's the thing, man. Like there was a Steam game I really wanted to play where it's like there's like 4 people and like they've got to go down in like ships and stuff, like they're deep sea diving, and they've got to find treasure and stuff, and then somebody, like another person, is
Shark.
playing like a shark. And I'm like, dude, that would be such a fun game. But like, I look at it and I'm like, look, if I was playing that, and I think the worst part of it is like when you're in the water, your field of view like is like kind of fucked, and like you can't see distance, like because the light and stuff like that, you just can't see anything if it's really far away. So if I'm looking around and I can't see anything, I freak out.
Dude.
So that game has a bit of that, and it's the same with Sea of Thieves. Like when the ship drops, we're in fucking deep waters. I look down, I can't see anything, and I know that like the only thing in that game is sharks and like the Kraken and the Megalodon, and
Yeah.
that's it. But like the sharks don't do that much damage. It's not that. It's just the fact that it's just deep and I can't see anything just freaks me out. And
I
just
want
can't
you
do
to
it.
play Subnautica VR.
I didn't think Subnautica was that bad when I played.
I'm gonna
It's
look
me.
it
It's not that bad. It's more worse when you go into like the dark caves type area. It freaks me out when you start to lose. Like, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I just mean how the monsters will just like come on and then grab your screen and then start shaking you and killing you. Like, I want to
Wait,
see how
is this-
Nathan would react to
Is
that.
this actually VR?
I think there's a VR version of Subnautica.
Oh
yeah.
my god, Subnautica's VR. No, dude, I think I'd actually shit myself. I think I'd actually
There's a
die.
streamer I was watching where he has a fear of the water in the ocean, and they made him play it because like 3 of them, and he legit started crying in the middle of the stream and had to like go off and had a breakdown. I felt so bad. Like it's to the
Damn.
point where like it took him to the ocean because he wanted to face his fear, and he stepped in the water and he freaked the fuck out.
Nah, that sucks.
Like to a degree, like because I'm like I'm in Australia and I'm on like the coastline of Australia. I go to the beach all the time, and like I can go into the water like as long as I can touch the ground, and like I can go like surfing and like bodyboarding and just like go in the waves, and like I've done that my whole life. But anything where like I can't see anything under me, and I can't feel it, like that just freaks me out. I can't do it. It's probably like a repressed memory somewhere in my life that's kind of made
Someone
that
just like
happen.
just drowning.
Maybe not even one of your memories, but like carried on through your genetics from your ancestors.
That's how they kept you on the island.
I'm like 132 indigenous, so.
Okay, Emily. All right, so we all got our irrational fears out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't think I have
leaves,
anything else.
We'll leave the next final topic. Or I guess not topic, since we do it every fucking week.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're talking about music though, there is a funny thing that happened. So there's a band I've liked since probably the end of high school.
Fall Out Boy.
No,
Uh-oh.
it's Chunk, no Captain Chunk.
Oh yeah. That is when they came. Oh yeah, they just released a new single.
That's the thing. So
Chunky
they
boy.
released an album. The last album was in 2015, and then the next year they went on hiatus. And I was just like, "Fuck! I've been waiting forever." And like 2 days ago, I was just like, "Man, I really miss them. It's been so many years. I wonder what's going on." And I typed their name, and it was like an hour ago. New video and a new album
Yeah.
coming in 2 months. And I was like, "What the?" Fuck? I was so happy. I was like, "Oh my god!" It was such a present.
Such a present.
So I'm so used to like all the bands. They like in 2019, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do albums," and then like all 2020, they're like, "We got delayed." So it was like knowing albums were there, and then I had to wait like over a year. Some were even longer. And for this to be
Yeah.
like 2 months, bam, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Like when Fallout 4 came out, E3, and
Yeah,
then
no,
boom,
I
just a
like
few
when she
months
does
later.
it. Yeah, with like, bam, this year.
Yeah. Like for sure, for shizzle.
None of those Halo
no
4
take backsies.
Shizzle.
Halo shit.
Yeah. Or we have to wait a whole other year. Or Elden Ring. Okay, go ahead. I'll do a drum
This
roll.
reminds me of. Did you guys ever see that? It was like this guy went to, I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, and he would go like this. He would
It was-
behind people's cracks, 'cause, like people would like, they had, like the chairs where you could see like the folding chairs, and a lot of people's cracks were showing. And he would go behind them and be like this and take pictures.
It was a Magic the Card game, I think.
It was what?
Oh, Magic
Oh, it was
the
Magic?
Gathering.
Yeah, it was Magic. Yeah, I remember for a while that was like the highest rated post on Reddit, like the whole website. It was really funny. I think it was like 30 pictures of him just doing that. You showing Haley?
Hey, is Subnautica co-op?
Look at this dude.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Share your screen.
It might be.
They've
But
seen it. I can't. He just went through all the fucking cracks.
I like the guy in the background. They're just smiling.
He just went through all of them. He just kept going around.
I really want to know if the people knew he was taking their pictures.
I don't
and
know.
thought-
I would imagine not. I don't imagine that people would be happy with that. Their butt
Yeah.
cracks being on the internet.
Oh no, I don't want to play Subnautica. No, I just
You
looked
still
at it. I don't want to. No, I just
not
had to
that
look
bad.
at it. It is VR. I just had to look at it, and I'm like looking at one of the trailers, and the dude is like on the surface of his pod, and he's looking down, and then he just dives straight in. I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. No, not doing it. No thanks.
All right. So
Stop.
your album's first
Mine's mine first.
because you did it first. So what was your album?
Mine was Starboy by The Weeknd.
So
Your favorite song was.
Ordinary Life,
Look what she got.
I believe so.
All right. The floor is open.
Can I say
Motherfucking
why it's my favorite
stop.
song?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. One starts with Roadhead. What better song? Am I right?
Right.
Not really.
No.
But no, I like when he's talking that one line where it's like angels are singing in monasteries. Like every single time that comes up, and like the way the music goes and stuff like that.
What
It's
was
like-
your favorite song again, Haley?
Ordinary Life. All right, is it Ordinary Life? Yeah. Every time that part of the song comes up, it makes me like, man, I wish I could paint the way the song makes me feel.
I think it's
Mhm.
Starboy last time.
Wait a minute.
No, I think we just brought up that it was a coincidence that this album had Daft Punk after a week of
Nice.
Daft Punk.
No,
Okay.
And I thought that was the only thing we had realized or said about Starboy.
Yeah, you said something about like Daft Punk.
It starts and ends with Daft Punk.
Yeah. But yeah, it like makes me wish I could paint the feeling that it's like, how do I even start with that though, right? It's
You
like, so that's why it's my favorite song.
Painting's 1,000 words. That's only like 5. So
You're right. You're right. Sorry. So what did you guys think of it?
Oh, okay. I'll go first because actually, Justin, were you gonna go? I'm sorry. I loved you.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, hold on. Let me. Where do we start? Okay. So,
Right.
what are you doing? What
putting my guns away. I have 4.
Okay.
4?
Wait, 5. My down here.
So, overall, like the Weeknd kind of music and like R&B as a whole isn't like really my kind of thing. So, like, it would honestly, this album was kind of a challenge for me to get into. Like I had to listen to it a few times, but like after giving it a few goes, like specifically like I remember like the first song Starboy, I remember thinking, like I know it's the Weeknd, but I know it features Daft Punk, but like just this song feels a lot more like a Daft Punk song than the Weeknd song, and like it became more apparent to me like when after I had gone through the whole album once and then started it again, I was like, yeah, this is definitely like more Daft Punk.
Yeah, I thought the other way around.
Really?
I thought Starboy sounded more like Weekendy. I feel like Coming felt more Daft Punky.
Yeah, I feel like Cummins way more depth.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, Denny, you're talking. Go
No,
ahead.
yeah, it's fine. I mean,
Shut up.
we're doing
Shut up.
discussion.
Wait,
Um,
holster it.
I don't have any
Yeah,
more
okay, and
holes.
then I initially really liked Secrets, and I still do like that. That was one of the songs that kind of like stood out to me more. But I think overall, I'd have to say, "Love to Lazy." What? What are you laughing at, bitch?
No, I was gonna.
Whoa.
It's I was just gonna say it's funny that you like Secrets though, because that is the song that is sampled from an '80s song.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
What's the song?
Secrets.
No, I know, but like, what's the sample?
It's I think it's the song.
Just send it to me later. It's fine.
Yeah, we're so like
No, tell the whole class. I want to know.
Tell the whole class.
Yeah, because I remember playing the album when we were driving or something like that, and you're like, "This is from an '80s song," and
Yeah,
I was
wasn't like that.
"Okay,"
I
and you're
wasn't
like,
like that. You're making me seem out to be a monster. I'm a monster. I wasn't.
and then he like
specific.
in the McDonald's line was like playing the song. He's like, "It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen."
It did.
And then the chorus happened. He's like, "I told you."
I wasn't like that. I was like, this sounds familiar. Like I feel like I know this song.
No, you're like,
Oh,
"This
you
is
know-
an '80s song."
I had that same thought about one of the songs on Nathan's album. Oh, sorry, but we'll get back to that later. Wait, you said this was Secrets or Love to Lay?
Secrets.
Okay. Huh. Maybe that's why I liked it. Maybe it sounded familiar. But yeah, overall,
I don't
I think
know.
The list.
I'm such a monster.
yeah, you kind of are. Yeah, you keep
Yeah, you
interrupting me
kinda
when I'm talking.
What are you laughing at?
Yeah, Denny, I'm listening. It's okay.
Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, I think Love to Lay was my favorite. I genuinely enjoyed this song a lot. It was really good. I like the whole way around. Like lyrics.
You have your
wise,
glasses on.
instrumental-wise.
If you can't see this far with your glasses actually on, we need to have a talk.
And yeah, that was it.
Wow.
That was all I had.
Sorry for interrupting you, Danny.
It's,
Like
So you
5
like
times.
Secrets?
no, so I like Secrets, but Love to Lay was my favorite.
So I'm kind of similar to Danny, where it's just not my style. The ones that were my style were the ones that felt more like 80s type of poppy to me. So like, I mean, I did like Starboy, but I mean, like the last half of the album I really liked a lot, starting with Secrets, but then like, Love to Lay, Lonely Night, Ordinary Life, like I Die For You, and then my favorite is I Feel It Coming because Daft Punk,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like so. Yeah, those are the ones like that felt more of like they had like 80s or some synth in it, and I liked them a lot more.
You would like his latest album a lot more.
Probably,
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not a fan. I mean, Daft Punk is the exception because I know he featured a lot of people on here, but like most of the people he featured on here, I was just like, oh my god.
You don't like him?
I feel like they actually ruined the song, the people he had featured.
Oh,
I
holy
just
shit,
wanna
wait.
laugh about the Lana Del Rey one.
Yeah, I
She-
was gonna say Stargirl interlude. Yeah,
Yeah,
it says
it's-
Lana Del Rey. I didn't know that. Whoops.
It was
Wait.
just, it makes me laugh because she's kind of like,
Actually,
And
on
then
the
it's like,
topic of
well,
like,
it's an interlude, but it's like so short that it makes me laugh. I don't know why, but
I just
Like-
feel like a lot of times when people like they feature people, I feel like they don't mesh with the actual artist that was like, you know, the person they're being with. It's weird.
I do have to say though, I think when they had, so Lana came out with an album at the same time, probably around Starboy, and he was on it, and they did a whole song together, not just an interlude. But I felt like that one they meshed really well on.
okay,
Yeah, he's a great singer. He's a very great singer.
He
Yeah,
reminds
he
me of
is.
kind of like Michael Jackson kind of range, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
I can see
I
that.
feel like coming, he's very much wearing like the red Michael Jackson suit and stuff
Yeah.
too. So,
I do have to say that, like, I Feel It Coming and then Starboy, because I hear them so often because they're on the radio and stuff, they're actually like my least favorites.
can't man, I feel like coming is
Damn.
such a bop though. You can't be tired of that, man.
Yeah.
I get tired of that.
Can't. Just knowing Daft Punk's on there, I can't. All right, Nathan, your turn. But be careful. Danny might go off on you.
I might.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just might be like.
If you laugh, be careful if you laugh.
Oh yeah, That's enough.
I like
Nathan.
your laugh.
No, I like Starboy. My favorite one was Rockin'. Rockin' is cool. I like it.
What song called Rockin'?
Yeah.
Wow, you didn't. You
I'll
just
never
skipped
be
it.
rockin'. Yeah, it's really good. That's
You
a
didn't
bop
even
by
know, you're like,
Several.
I don't.
Damn.
It's good. It's good.
Well,
It's
you
very
always
like
do all these like albums.
very like nice, like high BPM. It's like future bassy kind of, and it's like the chorus is like really boppy too, and I think that's what made me like it. But there was a song, False Alarm,
Mhm.
and actually it has like the same beat
Yeah,
as
I do
Blinded
remember
by
that
the
too.
Light. It's like that and it had like the same as Blinded by the Light. But yeah, I like that one too. But yeah, there were a few songs in there where it's very like a few M bombs and stuff, and I wasn't really a big fan. But
Wow,
yeah,
Nathan. You can't
apart
tell
from
a
that,
person of color what they can do with their music.
I mean, they could do whatever the fuck they want, but I
You
just
need to
didn't like it.
appreciate
No.
No.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Childish Gambino had some
No,
bombs.
you did have some. And you know what's a funny thing too is that both of them like to fetishize Asians. So
They do.
Oh yeah, they do.
do.
something going on and have music.
We have that in common.
They have yellow fever.
Oh, just for funny too. Just to let you know, she listened to this album the first time like 2 months ago as well.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, you're like,
Wait, what?
do this album. Do this album.
I bought her this album 2 months ago, and that's
Yep.
the first time she's ever listened to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so did you get kind of
fucked up.
introduced to The Weeknd because of Kendrick?
No, I don't even
I
know.
think it's because of the Super Bowl.
Well, because it's like I was listening to the Super Bowl and I was like, hey, I know that song. Oh, I know that song.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
I know
right.
that. Yeah. So
Didn't The Weeknd use his money for that Super Bowl like half?
I don't
like-
know.
I thought he it was his money that went into that halftime.
No,
You don't know? Oh,
I
okay.
have no idea.
I haven't
And
heard
people were-
anything about that, but
I didn't look into it that much, but I heard a lot of people at work say
Because there
that
were more than
it
I
was-
did, or any of us.
Yeah,
That's the
you don't
first time
even
hearing
live
about
here.
it.
I was just work gossip, but yeah, not work gossip, but people just talking about it. But yeah, anyway, other than that, it's a good album.
Awesome.
Good album. I like it.
Cool.
Bob.
So just for the future, do you have any albums like that you listened to as a kid that you absolutely love that you remember?
As a kid, no.
Why don't you bring up some Tay Tay?
Tay Tay? Who's Tay Tay?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's a good point.
I love her first like 4 albums.
Oh, that's a good point.
So
When she was country still, I feel like with that.
Teardrop.
She was country at some
I made a
point?
parody song about.
Taylor Swift started out as a country artist.
You know.
No,
that?
I know officially she was a country artist, but like as far as like I remember, I only ever heard the singles, but her music always felt way more poppy than country.
No, it was poppy, but if you listen to like the first stuff, you can hear like a mean twang in her voice and stuff like that when she sings. So
Okay.
it's like she unlearned her accent to change the pop more.
Yeah.
It's like, and your mama don't know.
Exactly. There's so much in that. Like that's a country song as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Tay.
All right. And now we have our next album, Nathaniel.
Model Soul. That's a
By-
good one. By Ninja Beast.
Okay.
That's a good one.
And your favorite song was?
Probably Feather.
I'll start off.
I thought
and
about
then
it because
he
you know
has
how
more to
you know
say.
how like the when we had the podcast a fortnight ago when I was talking about the album, I was really mixed about what was my favorite song, and I couldn't really put my finger on it, so I had to listen to it a few times to kind of get that back. And yeah, I reckon Feather, yeah, for sure, it's really nice. But yeah, sorry.
I would say Feather is also my favorite. It's the most Samurai Champloo to me, since that's how I figured out about Nujabes was Samurai Champloo.
Yeah.
But it's an anime
It's a really good anime. You should
from
watch
like
it.
2006, 2008, somewhere in that
Yeah.
area. But yeah, it heavily was music by Nujabes. He did. Yeah, it was funny. I probably listened to a good like 3/4 of this album, just never the album, just the individual songs.
Yeah, yeah.
I never think I listened to a single album before. It was always just like you'd hear remixes or just his songs in general. But
Yeah.
I do like it because I love the whole combination of like jazz and hip hop.
Yeah.
This is the type of hip hop I actually did like. Like I remember I grew up with hearing this was the type of hip hop I like, where it's more reminiscent of like the '90s type of hip hop, and so I like that type a lot. But yeah, Feather was definitely my favorite as well. But I mean, there was a lot because I mean, like there's ones I like a lot because of the hip hop, like the artist they did. There's also a lot because he writes fucking good, just little riffs and melodies on the piano and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hold up, I gotta go back to.
Just really quickly as well, Justin, when you said about the whole album thing, I was kind of similar as far as like which album to pick from Nujabes, because it was like very, like I usually just listen to a shit on shuffle, and it was just, I think the more of the songs that I recognized and I like was more familiar with decided to go to Model Soul. So I didn't really kind of go by album as such, but it was just more like a shuffle thing. So I'm kind of with you about just listening to his stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, for like for both like the artist and him like being like on pianos, like yeah, Feather and Ordinary Joe, I like those a lot. One's like I really like The Sign. I felt like it was really powerful lyrics on it.
Yeah,
the sound was pretty good.
Stuff like that. And then like World's End Rhapsody.
Rhapsody,
I like that a lot, just like the melodicness of it too and stuff like that. And it's so pretty. And also Horizon, which is like 7 minutes of just like it feels like a nice build up and just good ending to it. But yeah, it's a lot. It's just I don't think there's a single bad melody on the piano that he did in that whole album that I don't like.
Yeah.
It's also catchy. And because he's pioneered basically the genre of lo-fi.
Yeah. That's it.
I don't know if he said it as well last time, but fun fact, the Nujabes is play on his word of his actual name, which was June Seba.
June Seba.
It's his first name and last name backwards.
June Seba. You know, Childish Gambino's was
He didn't put it into a website and it randomly gave it to him.
Yeah.
Random name generator.
I know because I also went to that and it gave me a shit one. And I said, "Fuck this."
He said, "I will not become
What was
Childish
it?
Gambino from this."
I don't remember, but I just remember being like, "Nah, no,
Oh,
this is
shame.
not a good one." Well,
I don't really know about the Nujabes singer. That's really cool with the name thing.
June
Yeah.
Seba.
yeah, indeed. I don't know if he is dead.
Yeah,
did?
he's a car accident, unfortunately.
Oh shit!
I think
When
it
did
was
that
like
happen?
2000. Was it 2011? Around there?
Something like that, but it was a pretty bad car accident.
Yeah.
Shit.
And somewhere in Japan, I forgot where, but yeah, it's from Japan.
Wait, so was he? What nationality was he?
Japanese.
Japanese.
Oh, well,
He was just really into hip hop.
yeah.
One of y'all.
Oh, sorry. I did not.
I tried to go like a little bit different with this album too. I didn't really want to there was another album that I wanted everyone to listen to, but I realized like some of the other past albums that I was doing were more focused and based around like EDM and like electronic and stuff, and I kind of wanted to do like a different genre. So yeah, that's why I picked this one. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were waiting for me or Haley to go on, but okay, so I'll go. Okay, so earlier when we were talking about Haley's album, you guys were talking about how like there was a song on there that reminded you of like some other music or some other thing, and like Justin said, like they sampled some of the music. Well, on your album, Nathan, "Music Is Mine," something about that song just sounded incredibly familiar, and I couldn't like the whole beat of the song. It just I feel like I've heard it somewhere else, and I couldn't like figure out where the hell I've heard it from. Is that? Do you guys know if like the music in that is that his original or is he sampling? Like dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
It sounded so familiar.
It is a very simple melody though.
I mean, I guess it is.
It did feel more of like a Japanese type thing though. I know what you mean, like a Japanese thing I've heard before.
I didn't think it was Japanese. No, the thing is, like thinking back, I haven't actually confirmed this or not, but it reminded me of the end credits of Lovecraft's Country. They I think they always play like the music that sounds exactly like that. I'm pretty sure that's where I thought I heard
See,
it.
Matt, you're on Instagram. I know what you mean though. I can hear it. Just sounds. I think it just sounds like a basic melody, like I've heard before. And yeah,
maybe that's
it's not. It's like Japanese, but I mean, it's more like an old school, classical Japanese type of melody I've heard.
Mm. All right, so yeah, that's just one little bit I wanted to get out of the way first. But I think
when I figure it out, I'll let you know, Denny. Sorry.
Okay, and I'll look up that thing I was talking about too to see if maybe it is. But and then I think my favorite song ended up being Eclipse. Just lyrically, I mean I can't relate to it, but it was I thought the lyrics were like really really nice and it really kind of melancholic. It reminded me a lot of a song from City and Color. So I think that's like what helped me kind of connect with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like just a very real song. I really appreciated it for that, and it's also had a good beat. Like just I'm saying, the sign was really good too. I like the sign, but also it felt kind of like preachy. I don't know how to. That's not the right word.
I get it.
I mean it. I do mean it in a good way, but like just the way like the it's all being delivered. It sounds very like something I would hear in a church.
I think it's sign of the times because that was more old school hip hop as well and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I mean, that's probably it then. I mean, I'm sure it was like intentional, but I remember thinking while I was listening to it, like, oh, I could definitely hear this being like a sermon in a church nowadays. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then I think like my final thought on it, Nathan was saying he wanted to try something different, but I think hearing this album and then comparing it to Porter Johnson and Madeon.
Would you call it Porter Johnson?
Porter Robinson.
It's okay. I was gonna let it slide. Okay, Justin. I was gonna let it slide.
I'm sorry. Okay, so anyway, like I feel like it helped connect a piece of the puzzle in my head of like Nathan's style of music, just his general like style of music, his area in music, and yeah, it was different, but like it still felt very Nathan, and so
do you have mine yet?
No. And I was gonna say, but also I did like that the album, at least for me, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it felt very like the music felt more passive, like it didn't not active. Like I feel like I could literally just put it on and it's a vibe. It's a good vibe to like just listen to without fully listening to it. Like I like that about it. It's good, but almost like you don't have to commit to it. It's hard to describe, but like I did enjoy that about the album a lot. So yeah, that's how I felt.
Kind of should I listen to when I work because I can just kind of switch off. Like it's just meant to be like really nice. It just helps me work.
Oh so. God.
Yeah, and I could definitely see like I could.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm just hot.
No, I'm just high. Yeah.
All right, Haley, you're up.
So I do have to apologize. I feel like I dropped the ball these past 2 weeks on this album. And it is a good album. I wish I had spent the time to like really listen and really because what I had done, I was cooking, and so I was like, okay, I'll just put it on YouTube. But I'm dumb, and I didn't do like the playlist. I did like the whole video. So it was like a song and then like a couple ads, and then a song, then a couple ads. So that's like the worst way to listen to it. And it didn't have, because when Danny, your first album, I
Yeah.
did that, but it was like, it would break it up and it'd say like this song, this song, this song. With this one, it didn't have like any songs. Didn't tell you any songs. So it was like good songs, but I was like, I have no idea what this is called.
Yeah.
So I do apologize. I went back a little bit today and kind of like, yeah, I know I messed up, and like listened a little bit to like each song. But I have to agree with yours is Feather.
And Nathan's as well.
Yeah, I liked Feather a lot. And then I remember listening to it, and it was jazz, and I liked that.
The flow is so good in Feather.
It is, yeah. And then I remember hearing the flute, and I was like, oh, like anytime I hear the flute, like in like jazzy, like, you know, and music and stuff like that, that's not like
Are you talking about Ordinary Joe?
No.
maybe, I don't
No.
know. I don't remember. I don't know the
okay,
names
never
of the songs, but like whenever I heard the flute, it gets me happy that it's like whenever it's not in classical music, because it's like you're in a little secret with them. You're like, oh, I know that too. Like, so no, I liked the album. I do apologize. I kind of dropped the ball on this one, but I'll definitely go
That's all
back
right.
and yeah.
I think in a sense, yeah, you shouldn't really like I said to Justin, we kind of do the same thing where we stop doing that, Justin. It's mean.
Yeah, I was in finals during this time, so I'm just saying.
We
Finals
kind
are my
of
credentials.
Justin and I did the same thing where we didn't really like specifically base off like the album. We just listened to it. So I just wanted people to listen to Najabis, and like this was just a fling. So it's like at the end of the day, like if you were just like shuffling it, and you know, so it is what it is.
You know, I liked it. I thought it was a good vibe.
Yeah.
I remember listening to it, and I was like, Nathan recommended.
Yeah, I remember
this?
she's like, wow, I finally like a Nathan album. Nathan
like
Joking.
that sounds. No, it's like, you know, with your other albums, it's like I like. Oh,
I'm trying to dig you out of a grave. You're digging more.
I know. There's like a couple songs like in the album, like yeah, it's like, you know, it's more EDM or like electronic, and that's usually not my style. But this was like, oh, like all right, yeah, I get it. Like, I can dig it.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Kind of shit that you could listen to at like a cafe,
Yeah.
almost maybe without. There are some songs there with some vocals and stuff, I reckon, without the vocals. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Totally random, but whenever you say jazz flute, I always think of Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Why?
Jazz flute. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
I
always
was-
like, I'm so unprepared. Just
Yeah,
pulls
just-
it out of his sleeves.
I was looking up food and stuff like in Boston just to like, you know, look around. And there's one in there, brunch is all about like Duke Silver. And
Ooh.
yeah, right? And it's all about
Oh,
like
Parks and
Ron
Rec.
Swanson and stuff like that.
Danny, you just reminded me of Captain America. I get that reference.
it took me a second.
That's
Yeah.
fun. That's pretty cool.
I know, I want to go there.
Just a bunch of old women. Just.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Danny, it's me and you now.
Wait, hold on. But before we continue on to that, I just wanted to say a quick thing. So, I before this rotation of the albums, I felt like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I pretty far away? Oh, I interrupted you.
Okay,
I'm
just
sorry.
being petty.
I'm not
So-
petty.
You're always
I-
I'm a
petty.
petty man.
I wasn't sure if it was a coincidence or if I just like I genuinely liked the songs I would pick on the albums before, because I noticed that on whenever we would talk about them afterwards, I noticed for the most part all the songs I would pick as my favorite songs I really liked were in like the first half of the album. So I thought, did I actually really like these songs that much, or did I just lose interest by the time I got to the second half? So I made it a point this time around to listen to the first half and second half separately, like the two separate times for the most part, just so that I can actually have like an active attention span on it. Yeah, I know I'm working on it, but it's hard to listen to an album in just one go for me, anyways.
You got to work on that attention span. You got to rebuild it.
No more TikTok for you.
I don't even use TikTok.
Yeah, no more TikTok for you.
Okay, that's all.
And you can't play video games, watch TV, and at the same time anymore. Okay, no more.
I still can. I can think of ways. Okay,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
jeez.
I'm so fast.
Okay, so Justin,
Your whistle.
My whistle was fast. What do you mean?
I'm so fast.
How is it fast?
Oh no, it's just
You can't just whistle.
all right,
You want
man.
me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I don't have that much of a monologue this time.
Okay, good.
Okay.
No chunktastic.
Well, I mean, I kind of do, but not really. But it's just more of a story. Let's rewind time again.
So is this not a monologue?
Yeah, but it's not like I don't know. It's all life's a monologue.
Especially for Justin.
Wait, are you gonna start with the story, or are you gonna start with the album name?
Start with the story.
The story.
Go ahead.
Starling, kiddos.
2010s. Start at 2010s. Okay.
11 years
Okay.
ago.
Justin had this thing called depression,
Oh
Still
yeah, I
does.
remember that.
but it was different because it was kind of newer.
Ooh, new depression.
I mean, it was kind of carried over from like the 20s, like the 2000s, I meant, but it was just different. So
I have crippling depression.
All right, so
anyways, yeah. So sad Justin times, and there was one album.
Is it your sad depression out?
So
ooh,
I
sometimes
make it
by
on
City
You
and
hit
Color.
my glasses.
there was one album out of all of them that
Oh, no.
if it was, I feel like if it was a vinyl or a cassette, that bitch would be broken by now because I listened
Black
to it
Parade.
so fucking much, and it was a big album.
A young boy.
You know what? I'm a when there's monologues, everyone else is silent.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Now my grandparents talking outside my room.
The cats are meowing too.
There's one album. You're ruining this means a lot to me, and it's not a day to remember.
Nobody thought it was.
Is it My Chemical Romance?
There's one album that I
Oh
listen
my
to a lot because it has really helped me get through shit because I just like vibed with the lyrics and the songs, and it just helped me. Every time I was sad or depressed, I listened to that shit on repeat for like days upon weeks, and it's just it is "Bring Me Your Love" by City and Color.
Oh, I don't know.
I knew it was City and Color.
I would
guess
joke and
wrong
say
now.
it's my depression album, but I just this album is fucking amazing. It's just so pretty, and the lyrics are
Bring Me
heavy.
Your Love. Is that the one with the girl?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, that is a really good album.
It's yeah, I just listened to it so incredibly much. Fun fact, just like Nathan's Nujabes, City and Color is a play off his name, Dallas Green.
Yeah,
Alice
Nice.
Green?
Yeah,
and
They
also
spelled-
another.
the color is the English version though. It's not
Color?
the American.
It's got the U.
Yep.
COLOUR.
Also, another fun fact, but this doesn't really matter to you or Nathan, but he is also the vocalist of a different, or was the vocalist of a different band.
Yeah, but
What?
hardcore band, screamo, whatever.
I wouldn't call them hardcore. I wouldn't even call them screamo. I thought they were just like alternative. Like I
There
would
was
have
a band he was in where they're doing screams.
Oh well, I know he did do screams when he was in that super group. I think the Sound of Animals Fighting, but I think his actual band he was in. I didn't think they screamed.
This was before City and Color, right?
Yeah. It was Alexis on Fire, right? Is that the
Yeah,
band he
Alex
was
on
in?
Fire. There, yeah, Alex on Fire.
They screamed?
Thought that did.
Maybe I just never found a song.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it's just God, it's a heavy album though. I feel like it's definitely the lyrics are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
My favorite song would be "Sleeping Sickness."
Ooh,
Sleeping
so group.
Sickness.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's the one I listen to the most, like on repeat. When I
What was the song again? Sorry.
"Sleeping Sickness."
Dude, so I guess at some point I had like not deleted, but I just actually no, deleted most of the songs from like my music playlist, and so like I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, there's a lot of songs that I like were also like that I would listen to on repeat when I was going through it. But for me, it was more the previous album sometimes, but this one also had a lot of really.
Oh no, the previous I love his first album as well a lot. It's really fucking good. He's definitely changed more, and it became less like acoustic folky and more of like rock alternative, like kind of rockish as he's gone on because he incorporated like a full band as in the later albums.
Yeah,
I
I
still
think
like them all, but
I think the album after after yours, I think that's when he started like changing style a little more.
Yeah.
The Hurry and the Harm.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So that's all I gotta say. You'll get an insight into Justin Sadness.
What was the album again?
Bring Me Your Love.
Oh yeah, baby. I already know a song.
Okay, I also I want to I think I should say or we should say this to Haley specifically, or actually not Nathan too, but try not to let the girl be your favorite song.
Yeah.
Be the girl.
Try not to let the song The Girl be your favorite song.
The girl.
Hey Danny.
Yeah.
I've got 2 like songs on Spotify from these guys, and they're both the girl. I don't know how I could get it twice on my like songs, but I do. No,
I do
Justin
sing the song
shared it to
Against
me.
the Grain on my stream all the
Mhm.
quite often.
No. You like have I heard you play it before?
Against the Grain,
Yeah.
I stream that song when I sing it.
Yeah, we've it's
So
been
are
picked
you
I'm
really
at least 2 or 3 songs, two or three times that I remember.
But
Yeah, why did you pick that one of all songs to like to be one of the first ones you did? It just happened?
And just
Okay.
Can you give us a
That
little
is-
snippet?
no.
You just watch a stream.
Yeah, watch my streams. Every
Against the
Thursday.
Grain.
Not last Thursday.
I wasn't having fun, dude. It hit me. My Rona arm just went away. It was all red and swollen.
You had COVID arm.
Just for like a day.
Me too.
Oh, fuck. Oh shit.
We were matching.
But now I'm all good. I survived and I am a hero.
Would you survive?
I shot.
Oh.
I joked with her because when I got the shot that day, I was starting to get a little tired and I was just like telling her stuff. I was like, some may call me a hero. It's like
Wait,
I'm saving humanity.
You just got your first dose, right?
No, I'm a second.
Oh, you got your second. Okay.
That's why it messed me up a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Got the full fever and everything. It was fun.
fully lit.
I think I got a fever too on mine. It was fun.
I was just like,
Well,
and then I didn't eat like all of that day, and like I don't have reserves in my body, so like I was just like the next day after that, I was like, I have nothing.
for me, it was really weird because like I genuinely have not gotten fever at least since I was elementary school, if not longer before then. So it was a very foreign feeling to me. And so this was also when we were redoing my room. So I actually had my mattress right there on this floor, and so I was sleeping in the living room.
As I look at my body,
dude, he looks like a little kid with his like hands out. He's like this.
Yeah,
He like has his camera like this. He's like,
look at that! Look what I can do. Okay, anyways, so
what's that voice? Oh, do you know
Matt
Danny
Stewart.
cannot scream?
oh
What
yeah,
do you mean you
yeah,
can scream?
Danny cannot like high pitched yell.
yeah. I can't.
Like when people get surprised, like a high pitched scream. Danny
Yeah.
cannot do it. Danny, do it.
I can't just do
do
it.
Try
Right,
it.
I can do.
Try
Like,
it.
I can shout, but I can't yell.
Try to yell.
No, I'm
Try.
inside a house. I don't inside.
You're
voices,
alone.
man.
You're alone.
Yeah, I know, but the inside voice stays with you. It's
No,
conditioned.
do it. Just do it.
What do
Danny,
you want me to say?
remember, you can pee on your couch if you want to.
I can do that, but
It's
I don't
not
want to
illegal to
shout.
scream.
Just do
It's
it.
not illegal
Shout.
to pee on my couch either.
Come on, everybody, shout. Come on. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No,
did,
not. Okay,
did-
yell.
did Denny
I don't-
end up letting us know the album?
No, yeah, we got interrupted by me.
Okay, yeah, I
also
was like,
another-
we only got one.
Another funny thing about Rona is that it was 99 degrees that day too when I had the fever, and I wasn't having fun.
Oh, was that this last week?
That's why.
Wednesday?
I forgot. I didn't tell you. I didn't stream because I
Oh,
I was
because I had
under-
already.
I was dying.
So you let me feel guilty for nothing.
I did. I explicitly did not put it in the chat because I wanted you to believe that. I texted everyone individually.
I honestly did. You're an asshole. I felt a little bad. I mean, I got over it pretty quickly, but I did feel bad for a little bit.
I was like, Danny feels bad. I'm gonna let him run with this.
Oh, but sorry. Before we go back to yeah, the whole point I brought up the mattress being there is because so I'm pretty sure I had a fever because I remember like waking up in the middle of the night and just being incredibly cold, but I think my leg was sticking out of the blankets, like the blankets were kind of off of me. So like I put the blankets back on me, and then I was suddenly like very, very hot. And I couldn't find a balance. I was just either too hot or too cold. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? It is not this hot right now. And it's not this cold either. And yeah, so it was cool.
Reminds me of the this sound like on TikTok where it's all like, "You don't fuck with Pangea," and she's all like, "He's all like, let's change the subject." It's all like,
Do you fuck
all
with the
like,
war?
"You don't fuck with Pangea." She's like, "Brain, leave it alone." But I saw one girl did it with like her guinea pig, and the guinea pig was like literally like, like, "You don't fuck with Pangea." It's so cute.
All right, Danny. Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Okay. So I'm sorry, you guys, but you guys are gonna listen to similar-ish music this time around for both albums.
Am I?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's not super similar, but I feel like it's in the same general area.
Is
But
it Justice?
No, actually, Justice would be good though. I only know one song. Oh wait,
Oh,
He
yeah.
is
okay.
such a PYT. Fasting
Yeah.
and all that.
Nice.
Yeah. I only know it because of Life is Strange too. Anyways, no, it's oh, Mochi's back. So my album is Build Nothing Out of Something by Modest Mouse.
Oh, Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
You have that?
No, I don't have it.
So
I've listened to it as well.
So I actually only started listening to this album, I think last year, like only one song, and then earlier this year is when I downloaded the rest of it, and I've been listening to it, like actively listening to it, maybe just like the last 2 months. So it's a fairly new album to me, but I've really been enjoying it so far. It puts me nostalgic, but for a weird time to consider nostalgic. It kind of brings me back to when I was 22, working at a frozen yogurt shop and driving home like late at night after my shift, and just like it's just like the perfect music. And like I can imagine listening to driving home with the winds blowing against my car, and it just kind of puts you in an existential state of mind, or for me, anyways.
That was cool when you worked there, because I never did it, but in the back of my mind, I always had the mentality like, that's so cool that I know where Danny is and I can go fuck with him whenever I want.
Yeah.
I didn't do it, but I just had that knowledge. I was like, I could do it if I wanted to.
You could just make my day rough.
It's just nice. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people did actually, so thank you for not. But yeah, and then I would say my favorite song on the album is hold on, let me just pull it up really quick. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the closing song, Other People's Lives. Yeah, I just really like the song a lot, and just the lyrics again. I like the album a lot because it's very existential for me. Like it just makes me think about everything. Not in an emo, not like in a sad way, but really just kind of puts me in that headspace.
Make America emo again.
Yes. So yeah, sorry guys, you guys are gonna deal with different variations of emo this next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay. That's cool. I don't mind it.
Don't make fun of My Chemical Romance, okay? They were a big deal.
What was
You
the
seen
big
those
deal?
videos of
I said, don't make fun of My Chemical Romance. They were a big deal.
They were, yeah.
I saw this video, this guy, and he like tries to piss off his African parents, or whatever, and
Oh, I know
like he
exactly,
always
yeah.
does it, and then like after he's like, when I was a young boy.
Oh, he goes into his kitchen and he just does stupid shit, and then he
Yeah.
just starts like screaming or like
When
Yeah,
I was.
he like dresses weird, and his parents are just like looking at him like, "What
My
the
favorite is
fuck?"
when he steals food from his dad. His dad's face is like.
Just like,
They raided the guy.
bitch. Yeah.
That's so funny.
So yeah, you guys are in for a treat. And like Danny
Yeah.
said, challenge you to not pick The Girl as your favorite song.
What about the boy?
There's no boy.
Yeah.
Not really.
The boy's singing.
It's too easy to pick, but
Yeah.
The boy?
The
What?
girl.
The boy.
it was definitely the
Yes.
first song I
The
heard by
man.
them from that. Yeah, the first song I heard from City and Green in general. City and Color. City and Green.
Yeah, for me too.
Green.
That was Green. That
What
was
a
Green.
Johnson.
Yeah, for me, I think it was also the first song I listened to from him. Yeah.
What are you laughing at? You're making fun of it?
All of a sudden, he just starts like hyperventilating.
That's why I do it.
Cause I searched up City in Color again, and I was just like sitting there like
Nathan, I don't know if he still does it, but he used to do this thing. We were playing video games, and like a situation would get heated, and it would just be like all of a sudden you hear Nathan go, You just start like going like that until you would do it instantly. You'd be like kind of quiet, and you're like leaning like, it was just like.
See, I have really bad sinus problems, and I obviously need to start like breathing out of my mouth. And there'll be times, right, where
Mode, dude.
you can fucking laugh. I don't care. This shit just happens. I can't do anything. Anyway, so there'll just be times. Justin's known me like for so long, and then there'll be some times where we'll just be like talking, and I'll just sigh, and he'd be like, "Why does the Nathan sigh?" And I'll be like, "Dude, I'm just breathing. Like my brain is like breathe." Yeah, like I'll just sit there and he'd be like, and he'd be like, "Why are you sighing?" And I'm like, "I'm not, man. It's just me breathing." Like, it's pretty bad. It's probably why I'm stupid. I just don't get enough fucking air. I just don't breathe enough. My brain is just suffocating.
Imagine.
This is so messed up.
But yeah, no.
Just imagine taking one breath and curing cancer.
Wait, what?
Just imagine you taking one full breath and then you curing cancer.
It's like,
What are you doing with my arm? Don't punch me. You're so sweaty.
Always.
start getting philosophical.
I'm gonna bring around a
What?
squeegee with you and just.
You just like slap the sweat off.
You have enough humidity for my bedroom. Just
Yeah.
Put you in
Yeah.
the humidifier.
Mhm.
Good shit.
Okay, it's been bugging the fuck out of me. What's with the cow?
Oh,
This is her
anxiety
her
cow.
anxiety cow.
Oh,
And you
okay,
Put it in
okay.
the freezer and it's cold and it smells like eucalyptus.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually.
So when
And it's weighted.
Now, okay, so is this actually purpose for to help people with anxiety, or is that just how you use it?
It helps with
yeah, it
Oh,
is.
just-
See, it's a soothe emotional support animal.
That's fucking cool.
yeah.
It's cold, it's weighted, aromatherapy, and you can also heat it up too if you want a
In
little.
China.
I have
Look cooking.
two. I have one for here and one at home. I'm strapped up at all times.
Wow, Justin, she still has anxiety around you.
She's anxiety around you, Danny, because you're the one that brought up the subject.
You brought up
What?
irrational fears.
Oh, that is when you did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can name at
Interesting.
least 3 of those that Ethan has.
Special needs. Yeah.
For sure, that one.
Bum, 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 bum. The fucking suppression's kicking in. I can't even hear Haley right now. Like legit right now. Legit
She
right
sounds like
now.
she's
It's just
doing
like
one of
it's just
those-
like it's just like and then it just randomly comes back.
It has a list of.
Oh shit.
Can you just fucking say it, please?
It has.
I'm hanging at the edge of my seat in
It
suspense.
has a list of reasons you should buy it. Can you see it, or is it not
No.
focused?
No, not
Can I
really.
see it? Well, it has a list
Nah.
of reasons you should buy it, right? And it has says gift, special needs, autism, ADHD. And I pointed to ADHD, and then Nathan started going. Dun, 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 dun,
I'm listening to the Jobbies. Leave me alone. That album was going through from when we were talking about it. Okay, I'm turning it off right now because you guys are being mean.
No, so-
It was just perfect timing. You okay?
I like that laugh.
We're gonna end it. Bye.
You let him make. Thanks for
Deuces.
playing.
Wait, don't get cancer.
What? Oh, don't leave.